Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God damn it! Are you talking to me?
What's up? What's up, everybody? It's the man that cop Paco. I'm posted up in the cut, in the cut like a band. And
Hey, shout out to Paco.
Oh yeah, what's up, everybody? It's the man that cop Paco, posted up in the cut like a bandage.
And this is Mr. Popcorn, the Colonel from down.
Oh, go ahead. Try it again. Yeah. No, go ahead and say.
And this is
Yeah.
This is Mr. Popcorn, the Colonel from Down Under. Let's get it popping.
All right.
And the medical professional coming up and sewing up the cut.
Okay.
Yo, it's Wreckin checking in all the way from San Antonio, Texas. Appreciate y'all having me. It's LDT in the shit. You know what I mean?
LDT Entertainment.
Yeah, that's what's up. You know, today's Paco's Power Hour, episode 74. We got a very special guest, Wreckin's in the house. You know what I'm saying? Very powerful rapper.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? But before we get started with the show, we're actually going to go ahead and start off with everybody's favorite segment, and that's the weather report. What's the weather like where you're at, Mr. Popcorn? Go ahead and let us know.
Sure, it's about 2 p.m. Friday, the 10th of February. Yes, I am in the future. We are still alive, but the kangaroos have turned Chinese down here. But the weather, it is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity of about 80%. So it's still humid there, Paco, but it's actually a nice cooler day today. It's actually cooled down for once. Back to you.
Ronnie, please let us know what the weather's like wherever you're at.
Here in the warm city of El Paso, Texas, it is 46 degrees. Today's high was 56. It is partly cloudy and 9:07 p.m.
All right. Oh, that's wonderful. You know, I think you messed up your audio again. I'm not sure what happened.
Can you hear me
Anyways,
better
over
now?
here in lovely Peoria, Arizona, it's degrees, partly cloudy. You know, it's kind of cold. So I got my Sprite jacket on. You know, it is going to get better someday. But, you know, that's what it's like over here. Wreckin, please tell us what it's like where you're at.
Oh, weather, San Antonio, Texas. We are still February 9th over here, not in the future. It's a different time zone than El Paso, of course, so we're 10:07 over here, just a little bit later. We had a high of 76 rather today, low of 64. It's 67 degrees right now. It's pretty nice. I'm fucking with it. It's nice, real nice.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's wonderful. You know, and that concludes the weather report. All right, we're going to get the show started off. You know, we got the special guest Wreckin. Let the people know what time it is, man. Let them know what you do and how you do. What to do.
Yeah, you already know what it is. It's Wreckin checking in, LDTS Living Dreams Today, learning, doing, teaching, all the good things, you know what I'm saying? From San Antonio, Texas, been repping San Antonio my whole life, and been audio engineering since 2010, been rapping for a couple years prior to that, and we have a whole label. It's 4 of us. We all rap, we all do things. Paco and Brown Street brought us out, brought me out rather to Arizona in 2022. And I've been rocking with them for a couple years prior to that, man. I just appreciate you guys always having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. And do you got any projects coming up? Hold on 1 second. Let's get Jose real quick. Yeah, what's up, Jose? What's the weather like where you're at?
Who's Jose?
I mean, I'm sorry, Mussolini. What's the weather like where you're at?
Diabetic and cold.
It's nice 56 degrees here in lovely Peoria, Arizona.
Oh. All right, thanks for that.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So, Wreckin, you got any projects coming out that we might should be on the lookout for or anything like that?
No projects as far as like an album or a mixtape or anything like that, but I do have a single dropping on the 11th. It's called Taking Chances, and I'll be dropping singles all year long. My artist, Swoozy Sweets, has a single dropping Valentine's Day on the 14th as well. So we have music dropping. I don't think anybody's working on a project yet. We're all just dropping singles and stuff like that. But yeah, on the 11th, I'm dropping a single. On the 12th, we will be at 90.1 KSYM Urban Suite here in San Antonio, and we'll be breaking that song on the air on the FM radio over here. But yeah,
that's what's up, man. You're doing big things. You know, it seems to me like you're stepping more into the production side music. How is that? As opposed to, you know, writing raps and things like that?
Yeah, man. So the past like year or so, since this past August, really, my daughter started school, so I took a step back as far as like rapping and doing stuff like that. I still rap, I still do a lot of stuff, but it's a lot easier to do stuff behind the scenes while I'm focused on doing like PTA stuff, volunteer work at the school. They have a thing called Watchdogs, so you go and volunteer, you get your background check, you get DPS cleared and all that, Department of Public Safety cleared. And then you go into the school and you make sure all the doors are locked, you make sure everything's real safe and secure, that it's a hardened school that people can't just get into. And it's an unarmed position. It's just a volunteer thing that I just do just to help out. But yeah, I do that, PTA stuff, a lot of like over-involved parent stuff. So I kind of took a step back as far as the rapping stuff, just been doing a lot of engineering, producing, writing, a lot of that stuff. But planning on getting back into the dropping music this year and next year going forward.
Right, that's what's up. I mean, once you get that creative spark, it never really does go away, you know. And as far as creating music and stuff, I do think that's an outlet.
Facts. I just had to switch my focus for a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, I know. Sometimes, you know, you got to take a break, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Ronnie, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay.
I'm sorry, medical and professional. Yeah, it sounds shitty, but we can hear you. Anyways, what's
Is this better?
Texas?
Is this better? Can you hear me better now?
You're crackly, dude. You've got
That's not
digital
crackly, but all right.
Can you hear me better
Yeah,
now?
go ahead, Mr. Popcorn.
Better?
We hear you worse now, Ronnie. What the fuck are you doing? Go ahead, Mr. Popcorn.
Okay, Rick. Cool album. I listened to Recollect. You've definitely got an aggressive style in terms of delivery. The production is cool, but it's kind of a blend of old and new school influences to my ear anyway. What are your influences just in general?
So Recollect, that would be my old stuff. So I dropped a whole lot of stuff as Wreckin Ralph. And I've been dropping a whole lot of new music just under the name Wreckin itself. So if you look under there, you'll see a lot of newer stuff. But as far as my influence, you'll catch it either whether you listen to the old stuff or the newer stuff. Influences are people like I like East Coast rappers like Big L, Nas. I like West Coast rappers like Tupac and like Suge. You know, like I don't know, just like the persona of the West, like the toughness. You know what I mean? Like, because I know Suge don't do music, but just like that tough persona, I like that. Down south, of course, I'm from Texas, so I like a lot of Ghetto Boys and like Houston music, Scarface, and then just like anywhere in between, man. I like a lot of like Kanye and Outkast, Andre 3K, and them. That's where I drew a lot of inspiration from. If you listen to like a lot of Wreckin Ralph, and of course it naturally continues onto the newer music. But nowadays, really, man, like you ask my wife and stuff, like when I'm working on new music or working on like the project, the EP that you'll find under my new name Wreckin, I don't want to listen to anything, bro. I kind of shut myself out for like a month or two, and I don't want to hear any new music. I don't want to hear anything like that because I just kind of want to be influenced by what I already have, but I don't want to be too influenced by what I'm hearing like popping right now or popular right now and things like that. Yeah, I love a lot of like Latino music too, like Kid Frost, Lighter Shade of Brown. My boy Randy put me onto a lot of like California music, like Mr. Criminal and all them. So like, I like a lot of stuff like that, bro. I'm kind of all over the place, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. It creates more of a global kind of popularity that way because everyone from everywhere can take bits and pieces. You know, it appeals to them wherever they're from. So respect to that. Yeah.
Nah, facts. And I think that's another thing too, like part of me stepping back this past, like since August when my daughter started school, a lot of the stuff I used to rap about, I probably wouldn't rap about now. Like I'm changing my whole focus and my whole narrative and what I want to rap about and topics and stuff like that. So it's just, it's a whole change now, man, where I don't want to stop rapping, but I do want to change a lot, you know?
Right, and that's good. You know, it's good to see an artist grow because, you know, too many times you see an artist just doing the same thing over and over and, it can get tiring as far as the subject matter and things like that, you know. So I do appreciate the growth. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, man, for real.
Yeah. So, Ronnie, can you say something real quick? I want to know if I want to kick you off the show or not.
Can you hear better now?
No, dude, it's worse, bro. What are you doing? Anyways,
Hold on.
like, what was the first time You know what I'm saying? When you had it good.
It was right when he connected. Like he had connected his headphones right when he reconnected, and it was good.
Ah,
Let's see,
Lupita.
let's see if he's
What
better.
up, everybody?
Is it back? Is it better?
Oh, that's better.
Yes, yes, stay there.
So, question: are you gonna come out with a flute album this year,
A flute album, bro. You know, it was funny.
or
I
like
played.
a piccolo, or like a clarinet?
Did you enjoy it? Like, did you like it, or you couldn't listen to it?
To be honest, like I've always been a big Outkast fan since like
Mhm.
the '90s. Since like I first heard Outkast from
You're
Arizona.
expecting some
Really,
rap. Yeah.
but you know, as an artist, you got to be creative. Do whatever you express. Like if you feel that I want to put out a freaking trombone album, then put it out. Like no one else
Right.
does that. That's your feelings. That's like your artistic like mindset at that time. Right now, like everybody's like, oh, Andre, like, but if you listen to like beyond just the flute, but like as long as you're putting your passion into your work, whether it's rap, whether it's producing, whether it's art, whether it's drawing, whether it's painting, whether it's social media, whatever it is, if you're putting your passion into it, it shouldn't really matter. It's just my.
Nah, facts, bro. That's facts. And I think that's another weird thing about me too. Like I feel like, oh man, I'm getting older because like part of me didn't want to like it at first, so I wanted to hear some rap. You know what I'm saying? But then, but I'm listening to it like a second or third time around. I'm like, man, some good like house music. Like just like walking around, like cleaning, doing some laundry, washing some dishes. My daughter's here, so I don't have to worry about it being kid friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was cool. I started seeing like good things about it as opposed to being like this ain't for me. You know what I mean? So I like your take on it as well though, because you should be able to express yourself however you want.
Yeah. Let's address the chat real quick. We got a couple people. You know what I'm saying? We got Rachel. She says hello. What's up, Rachel? I don't know. I could get you on the show. I don't know if you want to get on the show. Let me know. Let me see. Jorge Dominguez. Is this the Weather Channel question mark? Sometimes, we like to get a feel for what people are feeling. The weather. Everybody loves the weather. And then
The weather segment.
Rachel laughing emoji. Lupita says that Jorge, yes, expect heavy rain. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Yeah. No, but hold on, let me see here. Rachel says, you literally told me you were going to call me in 5 minutes. I did say that, but you know what?
You did.
So,
Rachel,
Wreckin, I got a question for you.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
So I know you say you have like all these old school inspirations, right? From like a lot of these East Coast, West Coast, Dirty South. Who do you say is an inspiration to you besides like hip hop? I know like a lot of hip hop artists say like, like if you listen to Method Man, like he's got like inspiration from like the Beatles, from different like these other different like artists that came before hip hop or that aren't even in that hip hop realm. Do you have any artists that you listen to? People were like, oh, damn, I didn't know that's who he was listening to. Like,
yeah, man, a lot. Like right before I was into rap, man. Like, so I got into rap kind of around like, like 8th grade, freshman year, like leaving middle school, going into high school, and all in through that period, like from like 6th grade all through like still now, man, all through high school and still now, I listen to a lot of like black metal, death metal, like heavy metal. Like I like a lot of like Lamb of God, Cradle of Filth.
Oh shit! No doubt. Okay.
I like a lot of like Black Dahlia Murder. I Set My Friends on Fire. Like, you wouldn't like. You probably wouldn't know it. You know what I mean? But all the people who really know me, like from way back in the day, like in school, and they know me for real. They know me as like a really smart guy who likes kind of crazy music. And I kind of started like switching up like around middle school, high school, and getting into trouble and doing bad shit. But I still like a lot of that music, man. Like, and you catch it, like if you ever come catch me perform live, I love to yell, bro. Like I just love to yell sometimes, and it doesn't always call for it, you know what I mean? But sometimes, like at the end of a song, like if I'm getting real hype or if the crowd's reacting really well, I mean, I might let out a little more than I usually do, and it's just fun. Like people like when I yell, and I'm like, it's cool because y'all don't even know like I'm yelling because That's the kind of music I used to yell in my bedroom when I was screaming along to the songs. My mom thought I was nuts and shit. You know what I mean?
I love to yell too. It's so fun to just yell at random people. Can I ask you, who's your biggest Australian influence? Like as far as an artist, like Australian artists, is there any influences from Australia at all?
We watched this show Bluey, and the dad put music on there, and his shit's hard, dog. I'm like, man.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's my daughter though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize it was Australian until I started looking. I like to watch everything she's watching, just make sure it's cool. But yeah, it's a cool show. He does music. You know what I'm saying? He's a little dog, like an Australian healer or whatever.
I've never seen that show. I've recommended it, but I've never seen it myself.
I don't know, like off the top of my head, any real Australian artists. So
Right.
my dad hat came on instantly.
Check out check out Cogs, Kogz. He's the angriest, hardest rapper we have down here. He's touring with what's his name? The little Canadian dude with the face tattoos. The white boy. No. Mad Child, whatever his name is, I think. Mad Child.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's touring with Mad Child here in Australia. Yeah.
That's him?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Check him out. He's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah. Can I ask you, what is there like a major difference between San Antonio and El Paso? Is there beef between the two cities?
I don't think there's beef, but there's a difference for sure. There's a difference in the Mexican food for sure.
Oh,
like
we got better Mexican food over here, but
that's the beef. That's the one beef.
So my in-laws are in right outside of San Antonio. They're in Floresville, like just like I guess northeast of you guys. So. But yeah, and I hate the traffic in San Antonio. But there's been construction there.
Don't go 35 though. You're on 35, you're already failing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. But you got to be from here to know that, you know. But the thing about San Antonio Mexican food is it's Tex-Mex. So like you got to know like what kind of food you like. You know what I mean? So like me personally, growing up here my whole life, I like the Tex-Mex because as soon as I hit Arizona, bro, and we went over there for the Ezekiel show, bro, I was tripping because I was like, I didn't know Mexican food was that different everywhere else. You know what I mean? And there's a salsa bar at the spot we hit, and all the salsa is cold. And I was like, "What's going on, dog? Like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's different."
Yeah.
And puffy tacos, like that's the one thing I like about because I went to when I was in the Army, I went to school in San Antonio.
Oh yeah, everybody comes down here, military city.
Puffy tacos, like puffy tacos were like that was it. Like if you did puffy tacos and Golden Chick, those are my two places to
Golden Chick's fine.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, over here in Arizona, we don't really. I don't want to say we don't hate on Tex-Mex. We just don't care for it. And when I went to Houston, and then I had Mexican food out there, and I was like, "What is this?" I don't know. It was way different. You know, Tex-Mex. I don't know, man.
We don't in El Paso. We don't do Tex-Mex. We do Mexican food, like literally.
It's more closer to like the Arizona style in El Paso, like the New Mexico, Arizona style.
Because I can see Juarez from like my back porch, pretty much.
It's all different all through Mexico too, though. Like I've never been to Mexico, but from everything that all my people tell me that have been, like all different parts of Mexico make different kinds of Mexican food too. So it's all different everywhere you go.
So are you from the medical area, or where are you from in San? Because if you're from that around the tracks over there.
Yeah, I'm from the south side. I'm born and raised south side, so like anybody from over this side like knows how
from the spot. Man.
East side and south side get kind of tough. West side gets kind of they got some shit, Castellanos, and got some spots on the west side too. But south side's been getting a lot better though. It's like they're calling it like Southtown and shit now, so they're trying to like pull it like to the downtown area, and a lot of that stuff's getting kind of like fixed up and gentrified and stuff like that. So. Might be expensive to live down there in a few years.
Yeah, let's address the chat real quick. Lupita says that Pops is having an orgasm. As per usual, I might add. Rebel Wilson, not sure what that means.
Australian.
Maybe that's another Australian.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's be honest. I thought AC/DC.
Yeah, AC/DC is from Australia. They are also.
Really? I like AC/DC. That's some old like metal. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Yeah, hard rock, but yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Let's get the show pushing over here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and get it to you know what's whack. This is a Paco's Power Hour original. You know what's whack. Who got something they want to start it off with? I think Mr. Popcorn said he wrote some stuff down.
Yeah,
I got start us off.
I got one. All right. People in power who abuse their position of power after they've built up something great as well, so we get a sullied, tainted view of it. And you can throw Vince McMahon in there, the head of WWE. He's in a whole bunch of shit now for being an arsehole and being a monster. And also P. Diddy, he's another example as well. Yeah. I'm a wrestling fan, and I do like, the old bad boy music as well. And and now it's got. It's not that I'm going to stop watching or listening, but it does leave a little sour taste in your mouth from here on in. You can't help it. Yeah, no matter how much you ignore the media, you can't help it. And when you've got lots of money, don't be a see you next Tuesday. That's my whackness. I want to beef on. Yeah.
Is that relatable to you, Ronnie? People that build stuff up and abuse their power, I think is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean that's like here in the US, that's just over the last, I feel like the last 10, 15 years.
That's our culture.
That's everywhere, like presidents, people that start all these companies, they abuse that money. They got money, they can get away with it until they can't get away with it no more. Then they're like, oh my gosh, totally agree with it.
Okay, so relatable. Wreckin, is this relatable to you?
Yeah, it's like they build shit up just to fuck shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Nicely put.
This is relatable to me, but I mean, as far as like the big people that you see in the mainstream, like, you're talking Vince McMahon, P. Diddy, stuff like that. Those are just the face of it. You know what I mean? I think it's much deeper.
Sure.
This social engineering is very deep. We don't see the people that are really running the show. We probably never will. But as far as that, those are just characters on the world stage to me. So it is relatable, because it's kind of like just watching people, and they talk about it like it's real. All right, what's it called?
My dog Case is in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Says LD. Yeah. Ronnie, do you have a what's whack for us?
Yeah, I feel like the whole new commercial hip hop scene is whack. Like this new, like everybody that is new is trying to like I get it, like hip hop is about sampling, how it started was, running all these loops off of all these, like bringing that break beat out. But I just feel like now hip hop is becoming so like influenced by like the media, and they're not as underground as they used to be. Like, you Eminem and Benzino stuff last week, and then all of a sudden, like, you find out Benzino might have had a ghostwriter or whatever, like all that stuff came out. But I just feel like, when you look at like all these other new like mumble rappers and stuff that are coming out, they just, they're just putting anything out there just to put it out there, just because they have a name. And I feel like hip hop needs to go back to its roots of like, rapping, graffiti, breakdancing, DJing, beatboxing. I feel like hip hop is losing touch with where it started like 50, 60 years ago. So that's just mine. Yeah,
Wreckin, is this relevant to you? Mainstream hip hop being whack nowadays?
It's relevant, and I it's a double-sided point. I love what he's talking about, like the true art form of it. Like a lot of people I also won't know. Like when I was coming up, my Uncle Stevie was part of a breakdance group called Jive Turkeys, and they went all over the nation winning money.
I battled against them then.
And you did?
I was part of the Arizona Floor Assassins. We battled them at B-Boy City in Houston.
Okay, see, so my uncle was Worm. My uncle was Worm with the braids, the white boy with the worms and the braids and shit. So to me, like I grew up off of like just watching that. Like he always kept me around, like right in arm's reach, because he just wanted to show me like hip hop culture. Because they always showed me music. He showed me that. I was kind of around some friends that did graffiti and stuff. You know, so I always got to see like true art form, like in the rawest form. So freestyle circles in high school, you know. But also like the commercialization of hip hop is also how rappers are making money now, because rappers weren't making bread like that back in the day. You know what I mean? So like it sucks, man. It sucks because like with the popularization of anything can become pop. You know what I mean? Like pop is just what's popular at the time. So with hip hop becoming so popular and becoming so mainstream, becoming what everybody's listening to, it in turn becomes pop, and it gets saturated down and overwatered, like oversaturated. You know, watered down, oversaturated, just kind of sucks. And it is whack. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll agree in the sense it is whack, but on the other side of that coin, that's how people are making bread now. You know, because without it being popular and without having a lane like that, rappers wouldn't even be making money. We'd still be rapping on the corner and like doing like, you know what I mean, like rapping for pennies basically. You know what I mean? Which like we still kind of are now in the streaming age. Like we went back to rapping for pennies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's I don't know, man. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real tough conversation. But I agree. It is whack. It is whack.
Right. Mr. Popcorn, is this relevant to you as far as mainstream rap music?
Yeah, it's a complicated question. I mean, like, I definitely know where you're coming from there. Medical. I'm professional. Yeah, I mean, like, I can only speak of the music that I actually listen to myself. And these are guys from the underground who have, you know, basically from the 90s who are still doing that sort of thing today, just building on it and evolving. In terms of the elements of breaking and of breakdancing, I don't know. I'm not involved. The guys that I listen to don't do it because they're, you know, they're getting up there in age. They're all in their 40s now. There is that. But that's where I think the elements were best represented in the underground. And if the only underground are those who are still doing it from back in the day, doing it today, who are getting up there in age, you know what I mean? And it's also a change of technology as well. You know, like no one's scratching anymore. The scratching's put in post, if at all. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there's still a lot of music that I like, but it's become and there's a lot of music, the new music I don't like. I get you there. It's become a different beast now, is my thing. It's just hip hop has become a different thing entirely. So, in part, it is irrelevant, and in part, not, if that made sense at all.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just as relevant to me, you know, as far as anything mainstream, you already know, you know, I could say a lot about it, but I would just say that I really don't pay attention to it too much. You know, if I hear something and it's not for me, I'll just be like, you know what, it's not for me. I don't really like to be hating anymore. You know, it's just like, you know what, this is not for me. It's probably for the kids. You know what I'm saying? So I listen to a lot of underground still. You know what I'm saying? I'm underground till I'm underground, and then I always support underground as opposed to the mainstream because, you know, it's always the mainstream's always going to put out what they feel like they want to put out. It's not by accident. You know. The ideas that they put in the songs are not by accident. You know, it's designed to take people out. It's the social engineering aspect of it is just bringing everybody down to a lower vibration. So if you go to underground, then you're able to, you know, hear some real passion. And you can tell when someone has real music and real passion for the music, you know, and appreciation for the culture, right?
That's real. And one thing, like off of what you said and what off Pop said is like for real hip hop heads who like that real like hip hop, like Big L, Nas, you know what I'm saying, like Biggie, all that like real lyrical shit, you can still find that. You got to look for it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I remember in the 90s when I was coming up, you know, I was breakdancing like early 90s, like 93, 94, 95, 96. Yeah, I'm that old. You know, one of my friends.
You look good, bro. You look good, dog.
We're in Phoenix, you know, or Peoria, wherever where me and Paco are from. It was like 95, and my friend had just moved down there from New York, and he brought some Wu-Tang, and I'd never heard Wu-Tang before. And he like let me listen to it, and like from that day on, like I was hooked. Like, yeah, I listened to some like West Coast stuff, like time, you know, we're listening to like Coolio, we're listening to like some Tupac, but East Coast was really hard to find in Arizona. And then he brought me this Nas tape. He had this like Wu-Tang tape. It was, you know, before they even came out with like 36 Chambers. He brought like some Redman over. And like from that on, I was like, all right, this is what I want to listen to. And like, you just listen to the beat, like the beat quality was grimy and grainy, and you could hear the
Man.
record, you could hear the wax,
You
you
know,
could hear
vinyl,
the
yeah, man, yeah.
you don't
Y'all
hear that
seen the
anymore.
Grammys this year, though, right? Y'all seeing this year at the Grammys, best rap album, 48-year-old, best new artist, 34-year-old, songwriter of the year, 41-year-old, producer of the year, 39-year-old, best R&B song, 64-year-old. So it's like old heads getting love back again. You know what I'm saying? Best rap song, 48-year-old, featuring a 40-year-old and another 48-year-old. So like,
Yeah,
we could be coming back around. You know what I'm saying? Back to like some real music, because it was Killer Mike and all them. You know, like Run the Jewels. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we could be coming back around.
Right, and there's the life experience too, as opposed to someone who's younger and then they're just following trends. These men are well established and they understand and appreciate the art form.
Facts.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Popcorn. You just gonna say something?
No, you both said it. What I was gonna say. Yeah, shout out Killer Mike. Well done.
Yeah. I did not catch the Grammys.
Run the Jewels.
Yeah, dope. You know what I'm saying? Wreckin. Do you have what's whack?
I have what's whack. I do have what's whack. You know what's whack? You know what's whack? Gatekeepers. Fucking gatekeepers, bro. Like people who like build, like how Pops was talking about earlier, build things up and then take advantage of their position of power. Like it sucks of people who build up a position of power and build up a spot where they're in a position where they could help people out, but rather than helping people out, they keep it all to themselves to keep their little spot secure. You know what I'm saying? Like that's weird, bro. To me, that's always been weird because I've never been that kind of guy, bro. Like everything that I have, I've never been weird or scared to share it or show it or teach it. And I think that's a whack.
Right. It does seem like, they'd be scared to lose their position. But I think, if they got people like that around them, they can exploit their talents for a little bit, and then, help them out. At the same time, they get helped out. You know what I mean? But
right.
It just, it blows my mind, too, how people are like that. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to get people on and they always flake out. Mr. Popcorn, is this relatable to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Gatekeeping is whack. If they started Travis Scott's Astro World and then they go back to Wu-Tang, Illmatic, all that sort of thing, they've got to start somewhere. So if you see, a kid's liking the new Kid Cudi, throw them 36 Chambers as well, You've got to start somewhere.
Facts. And gatekeeping in any form. Any form or fashion.
Any form. Absolutely. Yeah, that's me.
I think Nas is doing pretty good. He's getting new producers on. As far as his last few albums, he got people that we never heard of producing them. You know what I mean? So he's actually kind of putting people on himself, as far as what I can tell.
Hit Boy is a major producer now because of him. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So from what I can see, he's actually doing something. And I mean, to get Nas's attention, you got to be pretty good.
Yeah. Get him to show up.
There's also that part. But this fool's a gatekeeper. But then this fool's got whack music. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's not a gatekeeper. It's just, this fool sucks or something. There's also that aspect too. I mean, but if Mr. Medical Unprofessional, is this relatable to you? Are there gatekeepers in your industry?
Yeah, I mean, well, in the nursing world, we get that too. Like, I mean, I got people that work for me in the facility that I manage, and you got people that have been there a certain amount of time, and you got new people coming in, and they're afraid they're going to lose their position to somebody. So guess what? They're trying to they'll teach them enough to set them up, but they don't teach them enough to succeed.
To keep them right there, right where they think they belong.
Better than me.
Yeah,
and, they'll set them up, but it's kind of like they're setting them up for failure because they don't teach them enough to get ahead. You should always have that one person coming up behind you to take your spot, so you can retire, sit back, and enjoy.
And how long have you been doing this, Ronnie?
What's that?
I say, how long have you been doing this?
Doing what?
Gatekeeping. I thought you were explaining what you do.
Oh, no.
It sounded so personal, like you're the one who's gatekeeping.
Well, when I was a new nurse, you get these old nurses that come in and they're like, they don't want to teach you nothing. They want you to have to rely on them and ask them 100 questions. So when you go around them, or you got these people anywhere in the world, you go around them and you get the answer from somewhere else. and you got that answer without going to them, then they take it personal, like, well, why are you not asking me?
Why are you making yourself self-sufficient?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you should have, if you have someone you coming on, like say you're a producer, an artist, you're a whatever, like a driver, whatever you are, you got that person you're training, you should train them to take your spot so you can do something better.
Right.
You can't move up if there's no one to take your spot.
Yeah. This is relatable. As far as I'm concerned, when I started, and then I'll talk about it, how it relates to me. I'm a truck driver, right? When I started, it was like I had to go through it. You know what I mean? I had to go through a lot. And it's not really gatekeeping, but nowadays they're like baby the new guys. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I can't back up. It's like, okay, well, you better sit here and try to back it up until you can get it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you get better. You go through it. But then nowadays they're like getting babied. Oh, I can't back it up. Oh, don't worry, let me do it for you. Like it's just hindering, So it's almost like gatekeeping, but it's just like babying them. I mean, I think it's much better to go through it as opposed to, which brings me to my, what's whack, babying the new guys. You guys got to go through it, get experience. That's how you get better. You know what I mean? And look, I've trained people before, okay, and it's not hard, and I don't really like. I'm there for any questions, obviously, but I also make them go through it. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as whatever I can, to a certain point. Is this relatable to Wreckin?
Super relatable.
As far as like people getting babied, you know what I'm saying, in the new guy. I don't know.
Dog, so relatable. Like I haven't, man. Y'all gonna hate me for when I say this, but I haven't worked in like a fucking year because I've been stay at home doing all the shit. But when I was working, that's like the thing that makes me want to fucking leave and quit, bro. I'm like, dog, you ain't gonna make me do all the extra stuff that this dude should be doing because you don't want to run him off or scare him. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Nah, yeah. Agree. Relatable.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh my God, it's just irritating. Ronnie, is this medical and professional, is this relatable to you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you got all these people coming out of school, and you learn to test. You don't go to school to learn. They come out of school and they're set up to be like babied. Oh, it's okay. It's too stressful. Like I was in the Army for a long time. Now you go to the Army, you go to basic training. They can't yell at you. They can't swear at you. There's a lot of things they can't do.
Seriously? Really? Okay.
And I get it. Like ethics have changed and like the way the world works changes, but there's still, those certain things where you need that discipline.
Yeah.
And because then what happens when all these people like us that are older that are gone, then what? You lose all that knowledge, you lose all that discipline, and you're stuck. They're not there to baby you no more. Now who are you? What are you gonna do? If you're being babied and you got somebody else that needs to be babied, then it's just gonna fail.
Bro, especially in the military. What?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's good to freak out, and have to figure it out. Mr. Popcorn, is this relatable to you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, Paco. Yeah, 100%. It's a balance between, I get it. It's a balance between sensitivity and strength. Yeah. We don't want to be complete assholes. We don't want to be basically, beating people around the heads. But at the same time, there are things you need to experience through discipline. You actually need to feel it in your body. Yeah. Like being in the army, being in the military, you've got to learn that shit through your body as well as the mind. And the only way to do that is through discipline and sacrifice, grind, as it's called in hip hop. Yeah. And you need to grind to get good. I mean, I don't want to go back to the day where people were like, adults were physically abusing children to be disciplined. Yeah. But you've got to teach the discipline, and you've got to deal with some pain. It's going to hurt. I'm a scare actor. I'm a spook. You get a lot of kids at my job showing up, applying, who want to be scare actors. They spend a couple of nights doing it, and then we never see them again because it's hard, it's physical, it's long, and they just want the status, they want the rep of being a scare actor, but they don't want to go through the grind. Yeah, so it is relatable.
Because it's actually hard work. It's not just playing around and shit.
Yeah. It's actually hard work.
It's funny. One thing, but I don't mean to interject, but I have heard like at new places or new jobs or shit like that, like nowadays, like adults having like their mom call out for them or their mom like call in, or you know what I mean? Like he's not coming into work today. Like
I learned an acronym about life. So it's lose, internalize, fail, excel. So you're gonna lose a couple times.
Yeah.
You got to internalize and learn from it. You might fail again, but when you learn from that failure, you excel and you move on.
Facts.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's going through it, man. You know, I got like a week of training, and then these new guys get like month and a half, 2 months. I'm like, Jesus. Anyways, that concludes. You know, it's whack. I think that was a pretty good. You know, it's whack. Paco's Power Hour has to offer to the people. But you know what? We're going to get into the next segment. This is another original for Paco's Power Hour. I didn't steal this from any show that stole stuff from me. This is recommendations. Mr. Popcorn, can you recommend something for the people, something that they might like, not something whack?
Yeah, thank you, Paco. I'll make it not whack. Yeah, Schoolboy Q's dropped a couple of new singles off his forthcoming album, March the 1st, I believe is the release date. It's called Blue Lips is the name of the album, and the two singles he's released, Back in Love featuring Devin Malik and Blue Slides. I don't know if you guys heard, I mean, TDE, you know, the West Coast, Kendrick Lamar was once in TDE, of course. Yeah. And Schoolboy Q created the masterpiece that is Blank Face, especially with the track Groovy Tony. Yeah, one of my favorites of all time. Then he did the album Crashin', and it wasn't good. Schoolboy Q's been in a bad place. And this is just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But wait, he's come back with two new tracks, especially Back in Love, which is just cool, smooth gangster shit from Schoolboy Q. And he's calling out all his haters, on it, and it's great. That's my recommendation.
Wait, did that just drop like today?
Like in the past, like yesterday or the day before. Yeah, it's brand new.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled.
No, Schoolboy Q's brilliant artist. I love him. You know, and, of course, Blank Face front to back. You can just chill and listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is relevant to me. And I thought Crash was pretty good. You know, they had some dope ass songs on there, dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I'll throw up links to the new
top tier. Blank Face was top tier.
Right. It's never gonna be nothing better than that. I'm just kidding. I'm already limiting Schoolboy Q. No, but just say, Crash has some dope songs, man, and all his stuff in the past is pretty dope. You know, I've always been a fan of Schoolboy Q.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
Right. Is this relevant to you? No. What do I say? Relevant? Do I say relevant or relevant instead of relatable? Okay. Wreckin, is this relevant to you? Schoolboy Q's new music, because it's very relevant to me.
Yeah, I love Schoolboy Q. I'm kind of mad I can't see what he's talking about. I'm like, what the hell, man? It ain't on
One
here.
sec.
Maybe because you're in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, could be that.
I love Schoolboy Q, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Ronnie, is this relevant? No. Yes, relevant to you. Jeez, I always get that part mixed up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I love, like I said, I love like original, like that true hip hop, you know, production piece. And I love I like Schoolboy Q is a true hip hop head to me. So yeah, I have to listen to it.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad we can all agree on that. Some people don't like to see Schoolboy Q evolve and make some songs on Crashing, but whatever. Ronnie, do you have any recommendations for us?
Yeah, it's actually an old recommendation, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there anyway. I've been listening to a lot of Talib Kweli lately, and if you've never listened to any Talib Kweli, I recommend you listening to some of his music. A lot of stuff he did with Mos Def. He'll always be Mos Def to me. I don't care what he calls himself anymore, but he'll always be Mos Def to me. But yeah, Talib Kweli. Been listening to a lot of him, like the last probably week.
Okay, good. It's just relevant to you, Mr. Popcorn.
Yeah, totally. I'm a big fan of the big fan of the Black Star album from back in the day. Absolutely, the first one was great. The second one, oh well. But overall, Talib Kweli is a really good rapper. He gets on his high horse a bit in terms of podcasting. That's another story. Yeah, if you're into old school hip hop, if you're into lyricism, definitely check out Talib Kweli. Yeah.
Right. Wreckin, it's just relevant to you.
Yeah, super relevant, man. I love Talib, love old 90s hip hop, bro. It's what my dad put me on when I was making my way into the hip hop world from the metal world.
Yeah, this is relevant to me too. I do enjoy listening to Talib Kweli. I do have him on a few of my playlists. I do go back to him. I haven't really like in depth sat down and listened to a whole album from him, but there are like certain songs that I have heard in the past. I'm like, I'm putting that on. I don't know why I haven't taken the time, but I think when you got like when you're on the social media and stuff, and then like I don't even pay attention to social media, but like if it gets my attention, I'm like, okay, it seems kind of weird, but whatever. I'm a real bozo when it comes to that. Wreckin, do you have any recommendations for us?
Yeah, one recommendation. I just want to say, Lupita been killing the chat, man. She like
right.
Yeah.
Lupita. Yeah, she's putting a lot of chat. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting them up as she puts them.
But she's on it though, like everything. Like March 1st, March 6th. You know what I'm saying? Like I should put preview on the 6th. Yeah, recommendation. If you ain't been on it, staying on the music tip. I'm guessing. I don't know if it has to be music or what, but
it could be whatever you want.
I'm gonna stay on the music tip. Mexican OT. Y'all on that Mexican OT yet?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Okay. Dope, man,
that's my recommendation. If you're not on that Mexican OT, get on that Mexican OT. A little bit different, Bay City, Texas, but it is Texas. I gotta give him his love, his flowers. You know what I'm saying? I think that's hard. I like his fast flow. Johnny Dang song, of course. I like that a lot. But I liked his stuff prior to that too. And right before he blew up, my bro Cold Case, who was in the he told me, bro, he was like, hey man, we got to get a song with this dude. We got to do something with this dude. He's about to blow up. And then like, man, maybe like the next couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks later, he was all over the fucking place, blew the hell up.
Right. That is relevant to me. Shout out to Mexican OT.
She said the way he rolls his R's. He rolls his D's though too. That's the thing. A lot of people don't catch it because he goes, "I'm a dirty baby from Dirty Bay with the dirty." Those are all D's, babe. You know what I'm saying? He's a dirty baby. he's rolling his D's too.
Right, and I'm gonna be honest. When I first heard him, I was like, "Oh, this is too much." But then when I actually listened to the album, because I sat down and listened to the album, the one where he got that one. One of his albums I heard. Anyway, and then I finally accepted it, and then it was like, this is actually dope. It's different. It's not all just straight bars.
Is it that Lone Star Luchador?
Yes, that's the one, Lone Star Luchador. Yeah.
Bro, yeah, same. No, because I was like, what's all the hype too? Because I heard a few of his songs, and when I played that album from front to back, dog, I was like, this dude's got it, bro. Like he's got it. Like he's got a pocket. You got everything.
Like I said, at first I was like, he's rolling his R's, this and that. But then, this fool's Mexican. I love my people. So I said, you know what? I'm actually going to sit down and listen to it. And then the whole album was dope. The skits are funny. It's just a good album. I recommend that too. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I like all the gritos, bro. How the gritos in there.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? It just really, it's really embracing us, And then how could you hate on that,
Bro.
Ronnie, is this relevant to you, Mexican OT?
Yeah, here in Texas, he was spreading before. Like he's been through El Paso a few times even before he even blew up.
Mm-hmm.
So, he came out here, and I know now he's been doing a lot of stuff with Paul Wall, and Paul Wall's been mentoring him and doing a lot of like, I don't know if it's production, but I know he's been working a lot with Paul Wall. So yeah.
Mr. Popcorn, is this relevant to you?
I have heard of him recently, because he put out a song with the baby, which is blowing up. If I have the right dude, yep.
Yeah,
okay.
It is.
I will check it out. I'll definitely check it out. I'm interested from what all you guys have been saying. Yeah.
That one with the baby, I kind of surprised me. I expected that one to be like leaps and bounds beyond what it was. Like it wasn't bad by any means. Like when I heard the song, I'm hearing it, I'm like, it's fire, right? And then I watched the video. I'm like, the video like don't match or like don't do the song justice. You know what I mean? Like to me, in my opinion, I like the scheme, I like the plot, like a Pulp Fiction theme. Everything about it was super dope. You can tell it's a top tier video, but it just felt like it was like missing something. But listen to that album, bro. That the one that the Lone Star Luchador album.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Top to bottom, fire.
Yeah, that's the album that sold me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start checking out some more stuff because I'm slacking on a lot of artists. But I do like him now.
Are you Wreckin? Are you listening to Bo Bundy at all or no?
Oh, Bo Bundy, bro! I was so pissed because I did this show with Southside Hoodlum last year, and Bo Bundy was supposed to be on it, bro, and he didn't show up. Man, we did a show. I don't know if you know who Southside Hoodlum is, but he's blowing up out of San Antonio, Texas, too. He's got songs like Maxo Cream and like crazy people, bro. He's blowing up crazy right now. But yeah, bro, Bo Bundy was supposed to show up and he didn't, bro. And I was kind of pissed because I was
I'm surprised he hasn't blown up, but he has been putting in the same grind as Mexican OT because he came out, he started coming out a little bit before, and I thought he was gonna blow up, and then he just kind of like stayed where he's at.
Extra pressure for Mexican OT's name or something, right? Like something happened, like maybe like some extra publicity, extra press or something. I don't know, bro. Like
he's just been torn. He just been all over the place here in Texas, like.
Well, I did this straight out of Texas thing with Miss Jeans from Houston, from Hot Night. I forget what it is out there, 97.1 or something like that. One of the radio stations out there. But he had been doing those for a minute, bro. He had one of the straight out of Texas, and he's been moving around. Dog. He's been doing shit for a minute, for sure. I didn't realize it until I started doing my research.
Yeah, that's dope. So I think all we have left is me to recommend something, right? Oh, and I had a recommendation too. I had a good one. It was so fucking
the footlong cookies at Subway.
Footlong cookies? What?
What?
Oh my god. Oh, here's my recommendation. This is older, like Ronnie recommended something older. It inspired me to recommend something older too. Clerks, the animated series. If you guys haven't seen this, it's very funny. Okay. I don't know if you've seen Clerks, the movie. They're all right. I really don't care for them, but the animated series is hilarious. It's very funny to me. Clerks, the animated series. That's my recommendation. It's relevant to you, Ronnie.
Yes, it reminds me a lot of Workaholics a little bit. So yeah.
Wreckin, is this relevant?
Not relevant in the sense, do I know it? I haven't heard it, seen it, but it sounds funny. Like, especially since they're Workaholics, I want to see it, so it's relevant in that sense. Like, I feel like I'm missing something now.
I think you can watch it on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. But it's pretty hilarious. It was a show, and they only got 6 episodes, and it got canceled after that. I think they only played like the pilot was actually the second episode that they played back in like 2000 or something. But it's kind of obscure. Like a lot of people don't know about it, but it's very funny. It's hilarious. Mr. Popcorn, is that relevant to you? Clerks, the animated series.
Yeah, I'm a white dude, so yeah, this is relevant. I grew up liking Kevin Smith movies. Clerks, the first movie is legendary. Second one's funny. There's the donkey scene. Third one is a pile of shit. I've always heard about this animated series. Never checked it out, so thank you for reminding me. Yeah, definitely relevant.
Yeah, if you like the movies, you're gonna love this. The cartoon's way better. Like I said, I saw the Clerks films. I really didn't care for them, but the cartoon is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be nice and precise with their jokes, and it's very funny. I just appreciate good comedy.
Absolutely. The movies are white as shit. They talk a lot about Star Wars and that sort of thing. It's real nerd culture stuff. Yeah.
It is. That's what I'm saying. I really don't care for the movies, but the cartoon is where it's at, if you ask me.
Cool.
And I thought Kevin Smith was going to bring it back sometime recently. There was talks of it, but I don't see it anywhere. So I'm a little pissed about that.
I like nerd culture, dog. I'm with you, Pops.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
Let me see here. All right, so that concludes the recommendation segment. That was very good. We're going to end the show real soon here, but before we do, we'll get into a segment that I keep forgetting to do. Oh, you know what? Since this is Wreckin's first time, I can actually do this segment real quick. Hold on. Where's it at?
What you got? Let me see.
I'm looking for it. I got to find it.
I'm down. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. This segment's called Bunt Cakes. Do you think about them at all? What are your thoughts on bunt cakes?
Right now that you mentioned it is the first time it's crossed my mind, like ever, unless my wife has like mentioned it or anybody's ever mentioned it. It's like never ever, not once, forever ever crossed my mind.
And that's the usual. A lot of people don't think about bunt cakes, but I always like to ask people, when it's the first time, because a long time ago we had a show, and then Spencer, who's a regular on the show, but has been flaking lately. Anyways, he was all like, "Oh yeah, bun cake, this and that." And then when I heard it, I was like, "Oh, bun cakes. I don't think about them. I think there's better cakes out there." But he was ranting and raving about it, and then I was like, you know, and I decided to hate on him.
I'll take a blunt cake. I want a blunt cake.
Blunt cake. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
Blunt. Yeah.
I lost my train of yeah. No, like I said, we're gonna end the show soon. We're gonna go ahead and do the shout out segment, a segment that I've been neglecting, a segment that needs a little bit of attention. And you know what? We'll go ahead and let our guest start it off. Wreckin, do you want to give some shout outs, man?
Yeah, bro. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna round out with all my little shit. So I shared your Paco's Power Hour on my YouTube, my Facebook. So I'm just gonna round out my shit too for everybody's watching. But February 11th, I'm dropping a song called "Taking Chances." February 12th, we're on Urban Sweet. Shout out Share Metal D Major. February 14th, shout out my dog Swizzy Sweets. He's dropping "I've Got You." It's a single as well. February 17th, we're at Santa Cana, my favorite spot in San Antonio. It's a cannabis farm here in San Antonio. And they're having a jiu-jitsu tournament over there. And we'll be performing songs in between the fights, hyping up the fighters and all that. You know what I'm saying? February 24th, all gas, no breaks. Black Mexico show at Verdi Lux right here, right on the corner. And other than that, man, I just want to tell y'all, thank you so much for tapping in. Of course, we are living, dreaming, thinking. We are learning, doing, teaching. If you enjoy the content Paco is bringing you, if you want to learn new things, keep elevating, hearing about new content, indie releases, small business without the ego, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Paco's Power Hour, you know what I'm saying? LDT, we in the shit.
Yes, thank you, Wreckin, for taking the time and, you know, blessing our humble podcast. Ronnie, do you got any shout outs that you want to get into?
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Zayas over here in the corner.
Yeah,
for Paco. Shout out to my wife, to Wyatt, our son, to my sister Rachel, to Paco, my cousin, to Mr. Popcorn Gene over here to my left, your right. Or is it the other way around? Whatever.
Yeah, it's the other way around, but whatever. We'll let it slide.
Yeah. Shout out to Wreckin for showing up.
Appreciate you, bro.
Shout out to Lupita in the chat. I see she's blowing everything up. I don't know who she is, but shout out to her. To everybody that's on it, you know, we got Spencer, we got Goose, you got Tim, you know, everybody that shows up for the podcast, everybody that shows out and shows us love. And shout out to everybody in Arizona and Texas for always supporting Paco. So, yeah.
Love.
Right. Thank you for that, Ronnie. Mr. Popcorn, do you have any shout outs?
Of course. First of all, shout out you, Paco, and your podcast, you know, gracing us with this platform. You can come on, chop it up, always good. Thank you, Wreckin, for coming on. Very good to meet you, hear your perspective on things, no doubt. Ronnie, as always. And shout out my workplaces, Evil Corp, Escape Manor, Seraphim Escape. And shout out Real Hip Hop. Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Back to you, Paco.
All right. Yeah. You know, I got a couple shout outs, I guess. I might as well go ahead and get them out the way because I've neglected the segment for so long. I don't know why I do it. I just do. Anyway, shout out to God first. You know, God gave us everything. Without him, none of this would be possible. You know, shout out to my son, baby Nays. You know, shout out to Selena, his mother. You know, she's a good mom. Shout out to my cousin Rachel, Hooley, you know, Timmy Lotes, Spencer, Mussolini, you know, all the people that we get on, Mr. Popcorn. Shout out to Wreckin for taking the time. Like I said, we really do appreciate that. You know, a lot of people say they're going to come on and they do not. But Wreckin's a solid individual. He's a man of his word, and then he always plans for it. You know, I noticed that about this man. Shout out to who else? Who do I want to give a shout out to?
Eastside. Shout out to Eastside.
Eastside. My homeboy. He's usually in the chat, but you know, today he did not show up, but he's usually here, man. Shout out to Eastside. That fool always holds it down, you know, representing the show too. You know, without him, we wouldn't be big in the east side of Phoenix. You know, shout out to Lupita. What's up, Lupita?
Yeah. Shout out Lupita, yes.
Yeah, she's holding it down.
Radio, man.
Yeah. When I come over, we'll go out. When I come over, we'll go out for some Mexican food there, Lupita. You can show me what's up.
Yeah, shout out to Jay. I'm sorry. I call Joe Audio Jay. You know, that's my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Check out all the new releases. Loco. Oh, yeah. He used to be AZ Loco back when we had Brown Empire Radio. Mm-hmm. You know, shout out to
Biz.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to Visionary, even though I'm beefing. What?
Shout out Biz.
It's not really beef, you know what I'm saying? We're just not cool. I mean, we're cool, but we're not cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what? Hit me up, Biz. I'm gonna hit you up actually. You
He's
know,
probably doing a 5K with your brother right now. He ain't got time.
right. But still, you know, I feel I should reach out and clear the air because I don't like beef. You know what I'm saying? And it's not really anything big. It's just I think I yelled at him when he was on the show and he got offended and you know, whatever. Well, maybe we could get him on sometime.
The holes in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And the most important shout out.
Paco, hey, shout out to Paco.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you guys for showing up, showing out. Much love and respect to everybody.
All
Peace.
the
Keep it
AZ.
moving.
Peace.